Hey, hi, hello. So this is going to be a really weird video. Oh, do I like this angle? Do I? Let's change it. This is gonna be a really weird reading vlog because this is going to either be coming out on May 31st or on June 6th, whatever that Monday is. I think it's the 6th. And basically this video is to cover my butt because I had to push back starting A Court of Silver Flames, and its video is supposed to be coming out on the 31st. So if this video comes out on the 31st, you will be seeing A Court of Silver Flames next Monday. So I have actually already done some damage to my board. If you haven't watched my TBR Bingo, it came out, well, depending on when this video came out, it either came out last Friday or the Friday before that. I got really excited about it. So I am now playing bingo from whenever I play bingo to whenever I play bingo. That's gibberish. I'm no longer playing from like the first of the month to the last of the month. I'm playing from whenever I actually play and record my TBR bingo until I record the next one. It just works a little bit better for me. So it does mean that some books from May go onto my June's bingo board, but it's just easier for me. But it does make my wrap-ups a little bit trickier. I'm still figuring things out. You know, the day that I stop figuring things out is the day I stop progressing, and that's nothing we want. This is what my board looks like right now. We'll move in a little bit. I have read 3 books for it, and I have flipped 4 tiles. So I read The Ruin of Kings, which oh my god, which I really enjoyed. I ended up rating it a 4.75 out of 5 stars. I'll talk about it more in my wrap up, which for you will either be this Friday or last Friday. This not having it scheduled is really confusing me. And then I also read The Miserable Mill, which is the next one in a series of unfortunate events that I needed to get to, and I rated that 4 to 5 stars. Actually, I think I read it for this, which was more than 1,000 reviews. And then I read Black Girl Unlimited, which I ended up not rating. And fun story, I'll go into a little bit more of detail about that in a second. Actually, let's just finish up this board and then I'll talk to you about that. I then flipped 4 tiles. So I flipped so I could see author different than me, character same as me, more than 600 pages, and doesn't contain letter G. So I'm sorry that none of that could be done on camera, but funny fact, I did tell myself this month, I didn't film it saying it, but I was like, oh, if I get doesn't contain G, I'm gonna read House in the Cerulean Sea again, because that's what I read in January for it. Every single month I get doesn't contain a G for whatever reason, it just shows up on the board, and every single month I say, oh, I'm gonna read House in the Cerulean Sea for it again because I really want to reread that book, but I just don't think I'm gonna have the time for it. But one day I will, in 2021, I will be rereading House in the Cerulean Sea. That's how much I loved it. I did some cleaning in my chill day in my life reading vlog, and in that video I actually don't show you, but while I was cleaning, found my old tripod. So before this channel I had an art channel for a time. I wasn't like super posting on it or anything. I wasn't in love with it, but I did it because I always kind of wanted to have a YouTube, and that was the first thing I could think of to do. So I bought this really nice tripod and I did use it for a while, but I stopped using it because I didn't really need it for this channel. I use like this cheap tripod that I got on Amazon, and I don't need this because this is more of like a down shooter, although this leg is not staying, so that's a problem. This is more of a down shooter, so I can stick this pole in like this and I can shoot down, but I think I'm gonna actually set it up like normal, because you can also set it up like this, so that I'm going to swap out this part for the leg that'll fit my phone, and then I think I'm gonna start recording my vlogs, my videos on this tripod instead of my cheap one, because this will give me, I think, like 6 or 7 feet tall, which means I can now stand and video, and I love standing and videoing. It makes the most chaotic videos ever. So I'm just gonna get this set up while we're talking. I love this tripod. I don't know exactly what it is, to be honest. It's a Yotilon. It has a counterweight, so if you're like recording out and it's windy, or if you have like a really heavy camera and you're down shooting, it can work. It's just really lightweight, like really lightweight, and really easy to assemble. It does take a few minutes, which is why I kind of put it up after I started my booktube channel and I decided to switch to the cheaper tripod, but once I really get it set up, there's not gonna be a ton changing on it. That was a lot of talking to basically say new tripod. Black Girl Unlimited was the story, the cover of it said the story of a teenage wizard, and to me it was kind of pitched as a YA magical realism contemporary weird book. So that's something that's right up my alley. I really enjoy those, but I'm not into YA contemporary fantasy. This book was definitely not a YA fantasy. It's won like a lot of awards for the fantasy category, and honestly I think that's a little bit cheap because it really wasn't a fantastical book. I actually wanted to DNF it in the beginning. I was like really not into the book at all. I didn't like the writing style, to be honest. And that's because the writing style, it's very autobiographical because the story is the story of our main author's actual life growing up, but she put in these metaphors that make it feel like she's a wizard. It's really more metaphorical than it is fantastical. I decided not to DNF because I was like, well, if I want to use it for bingo, which I do, I have to get to at least 30% through the book. And when I got to 30%, I wasn't paying attention and I just kind of had it playing while I was working on some stuff. And I ended up listening up through like 50 or 60% because it's a pretty short book. I think it was like 8 hours. So I was like, at that point, I might as well just finish it. It took me 2 days and I got it done. Okay, my tripod is up and it's taller than me sitting. So I'm just gonna sit in the middle of it right now. I didn't love the beginning, but I ended up really enjoying the ending of the book. And I think that, okay, one of these legs is not steady because I can feel this thing moving around me. I felt like the book had a great moral lesson and was really important, and it felt very much like something I would have read in high school and like analyzed with a class of people and talked about the difficulties that Black people, everyone, minority groups face in America. It felt like that kind of a story. So I don't want to say like, oh, this book doesn't deserve the awards it got. It totally deserves the awards it got. But I don't think it deserved the fantasy category because the fantasy elements were really not, like I said, fantastical. Ugh, this leg might be broken. That's kind of where I ended up with it because it felt more autobiographical and less fantastical. I decided not to rate it because I felt like by me giving it a rating, it felt like I was rating the Black experience in America. And I know that that's not what I was doing. I would be rating a book that just happened to talk about the Black experience in America, but it felt wrong on my end, so I decided not to do it. On my own personal notes, I did give it a rating. I put a rating down on, like, I keep a lot of different tracking systems for all of my books. Goodreads is the only one that's open to the public. And I only did that so that at the end of the year, it can go towards my number of, I want to know if all the books I've rated this year, if that average number is higher than my overall average of my lifetime. And I want to compare it to against a few specific time periods in my life, which will be part of a stats video that I do eventually, and I'm really excited about. Okay, this leg is broken for sure. I can't get it to stay up, but I think I might be able to work with it still. I am currently reading 2 books, so I guess I should update you on those. Now, I'm currently reading 3 books, I guess. I'm still reading Words of Radiance. I'm making my slow ass way through that though. I don't think it's gonna be finished this month or next month, to be honest. I've kind of put it on pause, but I've read it before, so it's like hard for me to put a book on pause that I've read before, but like I'm not in the mood for it. And oh my goodness, the only reason why I'm reading it is so that I can get to Rhythm of War, which if I'm not in the mood for Words of Radiance, I'm not in the mood for Rhythm of War. So the other 2 books that I am currently reading are Dance with Thieves by Mary E. Pearson, which is a YA fantasy romance about, it's in the same land that her last series took place in, The Kiss of Deception, which I read all 3 of those and loved all 3 of those. And I've always wanted to pick up this book, but I just haven't ever had, my library had it, and I didn't think it was going to be something that I wanted to buy, but last month I decided to buy it because I have no self-control. Now I'm listening to it because I am still trying to make my way through all the books that I own and haven't read, and this seemed like something short and easy and quick to get through, so I picked it up. I'm enjoying myself, but I'm not absolutely in love with it. I think it's rather tropey. I think it's rather YA. I don't hate it. I kind of hate so there's two characters that we're following. We're following a girl who is like this soldier for the queen, and she's like a thief, and she has like some type of magic ability, it seems, but I don't totally know what yet. And she's sent off to this land to investigate the like ruling family there. And then we're also following our boy is like, his father just died and now he is like head of the ruling family, and he's the one that she's going to come investigate. And right when they run into each other, they both get kidnapped by slavers and taken, and they escape the slavers, and they're chained together, and they're like wandering through the wilderness chained together. So like, it's everything I want in a fantasy romance, but it's just a little bit YA for my taste, and I'm not hating it, like I said, but I think I'm going to start enjoying it a lot more as I keep reading, because I think so far it's been mostly build up, and I'm excited to finish it because it's only a duology and I only own the first one, so if I really like this one, I'll get the sequel. The other book I am reading is Under the Never Tilting World by Rintu Peko. I think it's how you say her name. I have read The Girl from the Well, and that's it. I did DNF The Bone Witch, but I want to give that one a second try because I think I DNF'd it because it was a weird time in my life and not because I didn't enjoy the book, and that was before my booktube channel, so I have plans for that eventually. This is the story of, so far I've only read one chapter. I am reading it because I got invited to this book club on Discord and booktube. It's called the Fays and Gays Book Club, and so I joined because I wanted to see how they ran their Discord, and then I ended up really liking the people that I met there, and they were reading this book, and I'm really interested in the Never Tilting World, so I decided to join, and now I feel like I'm part of another book club, which is great. So I only know really that the book is based on this world where the world has stopped rotating, and so half of the world is always during the day and half of the world is always at night, and there's some type of like elemental magic, and I've only experienced, so there's like some type of ruling twins, and I've only met one of them, one who rules at night, but we're not following her. We're following her like handmaid, basically like soldier handmaid person. It's interesting. I definitely want to keep reading it, but I have to start Silver Flames today. So I don't know if I'm gonna actually get much more progress made into that book because Silver Flames is gonna be my focus for the rest of this week. I will not be talking about Silver Flames at all in this video, just so you all know. I will be reading it during this week, but we won't be chatting about it. So if that's what you came here for, I don't know why I didn't like market it anywhere in this video except for kind of briefly talking about it. I got the standing tripod to work. I was twisting the wrong way to get it to tighten, so get ready for me to do some standing clips. Today is Wednesday, May 26th. I am currently working my way through Akasf, but we're not talking about that in this video. I just wanted to let you know that I am doing it. I have officially started it. I have done the thing, and I think I have a feeling I'm gonna be able to finish it before I thought I was. I officially DNF'd Dance of Thieves. I just wasn't feeling it. I really was struggling through most of it, and this morning I listened to about an hour and I like couldn't stand any of it, and I had no interest in continuing on with these characters. I felt no intrigue. I didn't care about what they were doing or who they were or what the whole entire point of this book. I didn't connect to them. Like, I didn't feel any emotional reason to root for them or to cheer for them or to not cheer for them. I just felt completely meh. Like, I feel like if I kept going with the book, it probably would have been like a 3-star, but I just know also that if I'm hating a book and I force myself to read it, I will rate it lower because of that hatred that I'm feeling. And I didn't want to do that. There is a chance I'll go back and make another attempt at it one day. I don't know. The last time I did that, where I said like, oh, I'm DNFing a book, but maybe I'll give it another shot, and then a few days later I gave it another shot, was House of Salt and Sorrow, and I ended up despising that book and really hating finishing it, and it'll probably make it on my least favorites of the year, to be honest, if I actually make a video this year for that. So I don't want to do that again, but also, you know, every book is its own book. I haven't made any progress on the Tilting World, and I don't know what my next audiobook is going to be now that I've DNF'd Dance with Thieves. I keep wanting to say Dance with Wolves, but that's not the right title. Thought I was going to go and finish up Red Sister, but I put the audiobook on. So that's the book that I have paused right now. I have 2 books paused, Malice and Red Sister. And I was like, oh, it'd be nice, you know, I don't really have any reason not to at this point. There's nothing else that really needs to be read right this minute. So I was like, I'll pick up Red Sister again. I am so lost. I waited way too long and I'm so lost and confused and I don't know anything that's going on in the book. Actually, the main character's name was said at one point. I was like, who's that? And I'm like, oh wait, it's the main character. I don't want to ever restart this book. I don't like it enough to restart it, but I don't know if I can continue it. I don't want to DNF it. I was really, really enjoying my experience, but can you DNF a book because it's just been too long since you picked it up and you've forgotten everything? I think that's a valid reason. Welcome back to my bathroom, the place that every single time I film in it, I say, we're never going to do that again, and yet we do it again. I got a package tonight and I already attempted to open it, but it's this really weird package where like the inside is like, I don't think I can get to it very well. I think this is what I ordered on, yes it is. I ordered some jewelry on Etsy and this is the name of the store on Etsy if you want to check it out. I've been looking for, oh, it's from Italy. I didn't know that. I've been looking for some like charm earrings, and if you're not sure what those are, I'm gonna pull them out in just a second so you can see them. And I want to start wearing some like stackable necklaces. I just think it's so cute when other people do it, so I want to start doing it too. And I was going to get them on Ana Luisa because so many YouTubers support Ana Luisa, but I just, if I can support a small business, I'd rather do that. So nothing against Ana Luisa at all. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Okay, so I got 2 things. I got one necklace, which is kind of like a crescent moon, kind of like a claw, and it's gold, and I think it's like about this length. So we're gonna take it out and try it on. I don't wear much jewelry anymore. I used to wear a lot of it, but recently COVID really got me out of the habit of it. So I want to start wearing it again now that COVID's kind of winding down, now that we're returning to the new normal, as every single email says to me. So it has these cool like ridges and I can lengthen it or shorten it based on the chain here. So I'm gonna put it kind of just at a random one for now. Oh my goodness, I love it. So it was stacked on their website with like a solid choker and a little bit longer of one. So I think I'm gonna keep my eyes open for those or for something similar to wear with it, because I really love how the connected jewelry looks. And I don't think I own any gold necklaces. Okay, I own one, but it's got like color in it too, so I wouldn't connect it. So the earrings I got, this is what I really wanted, and they're hanging kind of funny in here, but are these charm suns. Oh, I'm so excited about these. So you just kind of like separate and then you stick this part in your ear and then you close it and that's what it looks like. Oh my god, that's so freaking cute. I'm gonna have to look in the mirror for this one. I absolutely love it so freaking much. Here, let me get a little bit closer for you. And the other side. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I'm gonna wear these tomorrow. I'm freaking out. I love them so much. Of course, I'm not sponsored. Just here to talk about it randomly because they showed up and I figured this content this week has been kind of slacking as is. I did make some decisions today. This is kind of a weird place to make decisions, but I made some decisions today. I started the audiobook for Sweet and Bitter Magic, which I don't remember who it's by, but it's like a YA fantasy about, it's an LGBTQ plus forbidden romance or enemies to lovers romance. I don't totally remember right now, but it has 2 narrators, one for each girl. They each get their own POV. In the first one, I was really drawn into the first chapter, the first girl, but the second one, oh, the narrator was so robotic. I like couldn't, I made it like 10 minutes and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna force myself through this. So I'm gonna DNF, but with all intention to go back and physically read this book because I'm really curious about it. It started out in the first chapter where our main girl is a witch and she can't experience love because of some type of curse. And so she does like witchy potions or magic for people in exchange for their love. So like if a wife loves her husband but wants to have a potion to like make her kid not sick anymore, she could give up some of her love for her husband. And it was a really interesting idea and really intriguing, but like I said, I just can't get past that narrator. So I needed a new audiobook after that. So I decided to pick back up Red Sister finally. And I've told you the other day that I was struggling through it because I just didn't know what was going on. So I waited like 2 more chapters. I like kept going, just pushing through. And I started to pick back up on where I was and started to remember things and started to connect the dots. And now I'm really enjoying it. I didn't listen to much today, not to lie. I'm having just a really busy time at work. And then after work, I went with my dad to, I'll show you. We went to look at paint colors for my new apartment and look at other things that I need to get to renovate it. And it's just been kind of busy and I've been signing paperwork. So reading is kind of on the DL this week. I haven't done any reading at all, even of Silver Flames since Monday, and it's Thursday night. No, I read some on Tuesday, that's a lie. So tomorrow I'm definitely gonna do some reading. After work, I'm just gonna take the evening after work and just sprint with myself or read by myself or do whatever I need to do to just enjoy it, because I've just been so busy this week. And I literally came home today and I had about 30-40 minutes before my dad came to get me to go out to dinner and then go do all of this. And I filled out more paperwork for the condo, and then I sat on the couch to read for like 20 minutes and I fell asleep. And I cannot tell you the last time I fell asleep while reading. It's been so long. I have horrible insomnia. I've been suffering the past 2 weeks because stress is high and my job is chaotic, and I'm just not feeling super fulfilled right now because I'm not having any time to do my own creativity. And so sleep has not been great, and I never take naps. I never fall asleep while doing things. And I fell asleep while reading on the couch today, which tells me that I really need to take some time this weekend. It is a 3-day weekend, and just recharge. Good morning. It's Friday, the 28th of May. I'm on my morning walk. I get up every morning at 6 a.m. and I go for a walk. Anywhere from 20 to an hour, so 20 minutes to 60 minutes. Oh boy, today's walk is about 30-35 minutes, so pretty decent one, I have to say. Wish that I had the skills that my mother had, because when she goes on morning walks too. It's where I got it from every single day. And she can read while walking, like physically read, and she does it every morning. And I'm so jealous. Like, I listen to audiobooks, but if I'm in the mood to physically read like I am right now, like I think I'm just audiobook slumping at this point. I just wish I had my physical book with me, but I can't do it. I don't know how people do it. Yeah, like I said, I think I'm audiobook slumping. I've been listening to Red Sister this morning, and it's so confusing because I am enjoying the book, but I am not interested in finishing the book. And I've never had this kind of experience before, but this is the 3rd time I have attempted to read this book and gotten a certain percent through and then just been like, I'm just really not feeling it. But I've never in my life DNF'd a book before that I've enjoyed this much. I really think it comes down to the writing style and the pacing just aren't for me. Like, I think if I finished this book, I'd probably rate it a 3.5 to a 4-star. Really conflicted. I think I'm gonna leave it alone just for the rest of today. I did pick up another audiobook from my library, Recursion by Blake Crouch, which I think I'm gonna give a try because I think it would be worth it to try a different genre of audiobook. Sometimes that helps me. Good morning. It is Saturday, May 29th. I think that just for my own sanity, I'm gonna post this video this Monday, and this is not gonna be a 2-week vlog, and then next Monday you're gonna see this. I started Recursion this morning and I'm 13% through. I actually realized that I needed to use Recursion for a different vlog for a secret TBR that's coming out. So I'll tell you a little bit what it's about, but I'm not gonna tell you any thoughts or opinions. So we're following these 2 main characters. It is like a hard sci-fi. So we're following Barry and Helena, and they really are not connected where I'm at. So Barry is a detective, and he is called into this woman who is attempting to commit suicide, and he's trying to talk her off a ledge in the very first chapter. And she has this disease that alters her memory, and Barry doesn't really know a ton about the disease, but is a little bit afraid that he might have caught it from her during that incident. And this disease basically makes it so that one day you wake up with 2 full sets of memories. You have your real life that has happened, and you have this alternate life, and they both feel real, and you're not necessarily sure like which is the real one and which isn't, which I think is kind of a cool idea. So Barry lost his daughter a few years ago, and he is like a maladaptive daydreamer. He like relives a lot of his memories with her in his head to just better cope, and a lot of the memories he has with her, he even says he makes them like a little bit better in his head, or he kind of alters them slightly just to make them happier, because even though he loved his daughter and they didn't have a bad relationship or anything after she died, you know, he didn't necessarily want to remember the bad moments. He just wanted to remember the good. And so as the reader, you're watching this man, basically you don't know if his memories are being altered because he's having these different memories, or if he is just misremembering because he wants to misremember. It's very confusing in a good way, and it's very twisty, and it's very intriguing. And then we're also following this woman named Helena, and she is an Alzheimer's research scientist, and she is on this oil rig out in the middle of the ocean because this big rich man has funded this project where she's working on this chair that is supposed to help people who have memory loss, specifically Alzheimer's, to remember their core memories. And I don't totally get the science behind that bit, but it's also very intriguing. I did decide I am officially DNFing Red Sister. Oh my God, I'm so upset because I really am enjoying the book. It's just so slow for my taste, and the intrigue wasn't there. So I think I just need to be okay with that. And since it was the third time that I've DNF'd or put on pause, I don't think it's worth me putting it on pause and trying to come back again later. Also, I'm not going to show you because I don't know how well you do with blood or gore or anything, but a few weeks ago I almost sliced off a finger, and it's been healing slowly, but it's finally at the point where it's not, I won't show you. It's a scar. It's a bad scar. Well, last night while I was cooking, I did it to another finger. Same knife, different story. So that's hurting pretty bad today. So my appraisal came back today on my apartment. If you watched the last like weekly vlog that I did, at the very end, I mentioned that I have been searching to get an apartment since December, and I've been putting offers out there and nothing has been coming back. But in that vlog, my offer was accepted. So just because my offer is accepted doesn't mean that the apartment is necessarily mine. So we had it inspected a few weeks ago, and the sellers fixed all of the problems that the inspector saw. There was not many, just like some really small things, and they went and fixed all of those, which was great. And I actually got to meet the sellers, and they were the nicest people ever. So the appraisal means that, in case you're unaware, because this is all new to me, the appraisal is someone that like works for the bank, the people who are giving me the loan, and they go in and they assess the value of the home that I'm trying to buy. And if the value that I offered, so the offer I made is basically me saying, this is what I'll pay. And then the bank goes in and assesses the value. And if it equals that or is higher, they will cover all of my loan that I'm trying to give to this person. But if the value is less, they will only cover up to that certain amount, and then I, out of pocket, have to cover the rest. So we were just kind of a little bit worried because we weren't sure. A lot of the condos in this place haven't been meeting their appraisal marks. So people have been putting offers down. Let's just say people have been putting offers down for $90,000, and then the appraisal comes back for $85,000. Then the person has to make up $5,000 difference, and then they can't do that, so the sale falls through, and then the apartment comes back up on the market, right? So a lot of the places in this place have been doing that, but I have been touring all of the places that have come up for sale in this one area because it's where I want to be living. They were not great places. This one was the best, minus like one other place that I've looked at. This was the second best that I've seen. So we were hoping that the appraisal would come back and say that it was either at or above the value that I offered. And the appraisal came back this morning. It wasn't supposed to come back until this following Thursday, but it came in this morning, which is amazing because it's literally the last step that I have to do before we finalize closing, and then I get the keys and it's mine. And it came back higher than what I offered, which is even better than it coming back at what I offered, because that means that I am basically, think of it like I am buying an item that is worth $10, but I only have to pay like $9 for it, right? And while it's not that big of a difference, it does mean that the item I own that one day I will be selling to someone else is already worth more than what I paid for it. So in the long run, I will make money off of it, especially with the renovations I am planning on doing over the next few years. My dad and I did go, I don't think I showed you guys, we went and looked at paint and we went and looked at appliances and countertops and everything because we have some plans for the kitchen. Basically, I want to move the washer and dryer unit into the pantry and then have more counter space and some more cabinets. And I want to pull the back door, it's a sliding glass door, I want to turn it into French doors because my parking lot is in the back, so I could lock it from the back so I could come in and out through my parking lot instead of walking around the building and coming through the front. I want to paint everything, of course, and I want to change out some of the light fixtures. I want to add fans to the upstairs bedrooms. So there's some stuff like that. So my dad took me to Home Depot the other day and we priced some items and I picked up some paint swatches, and it's really exciting because things, first off, aren't as expensive as I thought they were. I thought that things were going to be like hundreds of dollars, and most things that I need to renovate are going to be between $100 and $200, which isn't horrible. Should probably show you guys my paint samples, shouldn't I? So I have a lot of ideas. This is kind of where I'm keeping all of them. I really love gray, and so I think the majority of my home is going to be something like this, or maybe even just like a little bit lighter. I'm really drawn to, I have so many paint swatches here, you guys have no idea. I'm really drawn to this color, which is called Victorian Pewter. If you have, what brand is this? I don't know what brand this is, but I really like it, and I like the one a little bit lighter than it. So I think that's going to be kind of the downstairs and the stairwell and the bathroom color. And then I'm thinking about going with something even lighter than that. Like here, let me hold this up for you so you can see how different they are. This is the color I was talking about before. So something even lighter, and having that in the bedrooms and then doing an accent wall in the bedrooms. I'm leaning towards one of them being, one of the accent walls, this is so ridiculous if you know me as a person, but I'm leaning towards one of the accent walls being orange. Anyways, and the other one being blue or navy. And then I'm also kind of considering maybe I'll do an accent wall downstairs that's navy, and then upstairs possibly instead I'll do something that's like a cyan or like a light blue. So it would kind of be like a midnighty blue downstairs and then like a daytime blue upstairs with an orange room as well, which is funny because that's Gator colors and I don't really follow sports. And so I get home and the color I'm absolutely in love with, which is ginger root, I was showing some friends, and guess what happened to be on my desk right next to me? No wonder I'm feeling orange right now. Am I allowed to paint my apartment the colors? Like, hold up. So this is the dust jacket. This is the orange I'm thinking about painting my apartment. Look how similar they are. And then this is the gray that I'm considering painting my apartment. Am I painting my apartment a Court of Silver Flames? If I end up doing it, you know we're all gonna make some jokes about that together, right? I'm still considering different things though. Nothing is set in stone. I'm really not feeling these like pinky colors anymore. I was like grabbing like all shades of oranges, like yellow, orange, and pink, just to see how I felt, but I'm really not feeling those today.
So I just finished reading A Court of Silver Flames, and one of the workouts that Nesta does is she sprints for 15 seconds and then she jogs for 30 and then sprints and then jogs and then sprints and then jogs. I know that's difficult, but it doesn't sound that difficult to me, and I'm someone who runs or walks every single day, so I'm gonna try it out right now. I'm whispering because there are people looking at me. Let's see how hard this is gonna be. I think I'm gonna be able to do it twice before I die, but okay. I have a nice field here. Let's go. Sprinting uphill. I definitely think I could do more than the 3 that I did, but I would have to take breaks basically every third one. Kind of felt good, I'm not gonna lie, but I wouldn't want to do it for 15 minutes. It was hard, but like I thought, not as hard as it could have been. I've had to run worse.
So I'm back. I took a shower. I finished AXF today, so I decided to edit the video because I still had some time and post it tomorrow, which means that this video is not going to be coming out first. I know I just told you, what was it, yesterday, that this video is going to be coming out instead of that one on the 31st of May, but I am a liar and I apparently like being stressed and busy. Hi, welcome to June 1st. Yesterday was Memorial Day. I spent the day with family while I was at my parents' house. I got boxes so that I can start packing because that's gonna be my main task for this week. It's not so much to pack up everything as it is to just start packing. It's exciting that I get to actually start doing it. My hair looks great today and I wanted to show you off all of my curls because I am loving them and I'm about to put them up so that I can cook. I finished Recursion by Blake Crouch late last night. Loved it. Rated it 5 out of 5 stars. Highly recommend. I will be reading Dark Matter. I cannot wait. I read that for video book, which was this slot, and so I get to flip these 2 prompts right now. So the first one is new author. So that's just an author that I've never read before. And the next one is, so say four-word title. So that's kind of what my bingo board looks like at this moment. I have started 2 books that I haven't told you guys anything about. So let me grab them and we can talk. So I officially started A River of Royal Blood, which I am reading with a few friends, which it's pretty decent. It's like very YA fantasy. I'm feeling like it's nothing special, honestly, at this point, and I am 120 pages into it. I feel like it's kind of predictable. I feel like it's just kind of doing its thing. There's some really cool magic ideas in this book, such as 4 different beings on this earth. One of them has these like animalistic qualities where they'll have like fur or hooves or like antlers or like reptile claws or something, and that's pretty cool. But also the humans in this world have magic, but in order to use their magic when they're 9 years old, they get tattooed and then they have to like interact with the tattoo in order to use their magic. So that's pretty cool. It's this story of these 2 sisters. We're following one sister really. They're both princesses. They have to wait until a certain age and then they have to fight to the death so that one of them can become the queen. And I thought it was going to be way more about that, but honestly it's about our main girl who we're following learning how to use her magic so that one day she can go fight her sister to the death. I'm hoping that it's actually going to be a sister fight to the death scene somewhere in here, unlike 3 Dark Crowns, where the whole entire book was about these triplets who were going to fight to the death, and then we never got that. I just threw my book. I loved 3 Dark Crowns and even the 2nd and 3rd book. I hated the last one. I just felt like you tell me one thing and then you provide another and I'm not happy. I also started, I don't have it because it's an audio book, The Last Mortal Bond by Brian Stavely. I'm like maybe 5% into it, but the book is 30 hours long, so it's a big one and it's gonna take some time to get through it, to be honest. But I figured my book club is doing this readathon and it fit a prompt that I had to do at the beginning of the month, and I've been wanting to read it for a while now, so it was time to pick it up. I'm really enjoying it. I'm still like trying to figure out like what happened last book, like remind myself because it's been a little bit between the 2 books, but I'm really excited to move forward because I now remember the big plot twist that happened at the end of book 2, and it's starting to have things happen about it. So I'm really excited about that one. I'll talk about that one more either as this video goes on or in next week's video, because I'm sure I will still be listening to it next week. I'm home from work. This is going to be the last clip of the vlog because I realized I need to get this video edited, uploaded, and ready for Monday, all before Friday. So it is Wednesday, but that just doesn't leave me a ton of time, especially with the kind of schedule I have over the next few days. God, I hate being this busy, but I do have an update to make for you all. I finished A River of Royal Blood today. I wasn't impressed. I don't think it was horrible, but I don't think it was great either. The whole entire description sounded like it was going to be these two sisters who had to fight to the death so that one of them could become the queen, right? I think I told you guys a little bit about this, but really it was about one of the sisters finding her magic and training to have it, but like the training wasn't even that great. And it really just felt to me like the entire plot was like, okay. There was a few moments of intrigue at the end, but through most of the story, I was just like, the only thing I care about is this world building, and to a certain point, world building can only last so long. So I ended up rating it a 2.5. I feel bad, but it is what it is. What's really cool though is I did end up, this is my friend's copy, she passed it to me. I ended up doodling in the book because I was kind of bored while I was reading, so I was doodling some of the things that were like coming to me while I was reading so I could have breaks every once in a while to just like do something else, and that was actually really fun. So she's gonna get this back and there's gonna be some really cool pictures drawn in here. I hope she doesn't mind. I mean, I was supposed to write in it, so I don't think drawing pictures is that far off from writing. So I was reading A River of Royal Blood for A River of Royal Blood, which was Buddy Read this month, and that's what the board looks like now. I'm tired. I don't have anything to say. I'm basically gonna spend this evening packing up some things, going over to my parents for dinner. Then tomorrow I'm going to be doing sprints with my book club. Friday I'm going to be doing sprints with a friend, and then Saturday and Sunday I'm going to be out of town for my cousin's high school graduation. I'm gonna end the vlog here. Like I said, next week, next Monday will be a normal weekly reading vlog, so like this but just 1 week. I will probably start that on Monday or Tuesday, just kind of depending on how my week is going, so you'll hear from me then. That's kind of it. I thought I had more to say, but apparently I don't. So thank you for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you've read any of these books, let me know down below. If you were just as confused as I was through most of this video, then like the video because confusion is spreading apparently. I don't remember how my outro goes, but until next time, I will talk to you in the comments. Bye.